Like, you can be great and everything else. If your emphasis isn't on every time you throw, you got to be in a position where you're not going to get hit. Every time you step, Customato was that way too. Every time you throw, you step.
Right.
And that a huge part of that is it was all a foot game. And all of that is, if you haven't been trained properly, as you're learning how to box, you're going to take a lot of damage, and you're fucked. You're fucked after a while. And if you look at those really good coaches, those old guys, Eddie Futch, who would teach the jab, your hand was here because instead of here, you were taking shots. You would be here. So if you watch him fight with Ken Norton when he fought Ali, he said, when you fight Ali, Ali's here when he jabs. He's doing this. I want your hand here. So you can see Norton catching Ali's jab and then boom, answering back and catching Ali in the face. Those little details make like literally all the difference in whether you box 5 more years or if you're done 5 years earlier.
Well, the best example is Floyd, right? Because he got hit less than anybody ever.
I can count him on my hand.
Yeah, if you want to say like who's the best boxer of all time, I always say Floyd because
100%.
he got hit less than anybody, and that's the whole thing. And by the way, didn't have the kind of power that any of these other guys had. Didn't have that like that Roy Jones.
When he was
Jr.
younger,
power.
he was a power puncher, but
he broke his hands a bunch of times.
Yeah.
That was part of the problem.
Yeah.
But even then, like he wasn't a robust guy,
right?
You know, so
he
wasn't
just Jermaine. What's his name? Gervonta Davis or anything?
Right, right. Well, that's a great example of a guy with just preposterous power. You know, just preposterous power. Did you see Artur Beterbiev, who is fighting Dimitri Bivol?
Yes.
He did a hammer workout on a tire where he hit a tire for an hour.
He did for an hour.
An hour.
What?
He hit a tire for an hour with a sledgehammer.
Those Dagestanis are made of different fucking...
He's Chechnyan.
Is he Chechnyan?
But same shit.
Mountain people.
Hamzat Chimaev, savage people.
Yeah.
And he's one of the scariest boxers of all time. The only fight that he had as a professional that went the distance is Bivol.
I know.
The only fight.
And did you see when Bivol would have his hands up?
He was 19-0 with 19 knockouts. Yeah. That's fucking insane.
When you have your hands up with him, he'll still concuss you.
Yeah.
He hits that hard. Shot. Just basic too, like 1s and 2s, maybe a hook once in a while.
There's a great video where this boxer who was, a world-class boxer, who's a professional, got brought in to box Beterbiev. And his coach said to him, just do your best. He's like, do my best. But what the fuck are you talking? I'm gonna fuck this dude up. And he goes, and he hit me the first time he hit me. It was like nothing I'd ever experienced in my life. Like it was almost like my body left me, and I was like standing there.
That's your job, dude.
Beterbiev is hitting people too like this.
Yeah.
It's all short.
Yeah.
Everything is short, and it's just
but he'll hit your arms.
Power.
But they'll hit your arms.
Oh yeah.
He'll break your arms down, and then by
100%.
round 5, enjoy that shit.
Canelo does a lot of that. He does a lot of that. He smashes guys' arms.
I think the best boxer
shell up with him.
Yeah.
You don't want that guy punching your arms. Well, I've always said that about look at his workouts with his wrists and fists.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
And this is his warm up. Beterbiev is one of the craziest specimens because he's almost 40 years old too.
Yeah.
So he had this endurance fight with Bivol. So it's 12 rounds of super high pace, very endurance heavy, and he was the one that was dominating at the last rounds.
Correct.
That's February 22nd. I'm fucking pumped for that fight.
They're gonna fight again?
Oh yeah, it's the rematch. I'm very pumped for that fight because Bivol is so goddamn good too. What he did to Canelo, like no one's ever done that Canelo.
I think the best fighter. I think you can make an argument for certainly top 3 fighters of all time.
I'm ready to argue with you.
Is Usyk.
Yes,
I think he's incredible.
Incredible.
I mean, I've watched every one of his fights. That dude is on such a different level.
And he's smaller than everybody.
He's fighting giants.
He's fighting giants.
When you're fighting a guy who's 60 pounds heavier with 10-ounce, 12-ounce gloves, it makes such a world of difference.
Especially when the guy is fucking Anthony Joshua,
But please understand, Usyk fought at, I think, 75 when he started out. He's not a big frame guy.
He's like 225, 230 as a heavyweight.
220, not even 230.
Not big. Not big,
and that's
man.
a lot of...
By the way, that was Tyson's weight when he was in his prime, too.
Yeah.
There's something to be said for that, because a 220-pound man like Mike Tyson can knock out any human being that's ever lived.
Yeah, your jaw
the amount of
can't
power he can generate is insane. So then you have the speed of being only 220 pounds instead of 290. Or like, remember when Andy Ruiz fought Joshua the second time and he got real fat?
Yeah.
So sad.
Yeah.
Because, like, you had a real chance of, like,